see that there on your screen now. Not this, something else. So yeah, it looks like the live stream is working. So that's good. Okay. All right, well, it's 2 p.m., so let's get started. If we could have the utility and commission staff just turn on their screens. Appreciate that. All right, thanks. And let's get on the record. This is docket 4780 WR 108, the application of the City of Port Washington for authority to adjust water rates. This is Mike Newmark, Administrative Law Judge for the PSC. We're here on Zoom. We have the utility and consultants, as well as commission staff in attendance. And we have a number of members of the public in attendance. So thank you all for joining us. Just a little briefly through our process here, we are creating the record today. And that's the documents we identify and verify as exhibits under oath, as well as comments we receive live from the utility commission staff and members of the public. We're also taking written comments from the public. If you can see on our screen share, there's a notice on our notice of hearing. We have the alternative way to comment in writing is to file the comment on the commission's website or send it to us by U.S. mail. We just need to receive those no later than Thursday, July 20th. We have 2 comments on file so far. So that's our notice of hearing. That copy that should have been presented to members of the public through the hearing process. Also, it's available on the commission's website. So if you need to refer to that, you can get it there. Also, because it's on the screen share, it'll be recorded on YouTube, this page you're seeing now. All right, let's move over then to, so let me just review then. What we do at the record, we present that to the decision maker in the case. And in this case, it's the administrator for the Division of Water Utility Regulation and Analysis. It's Andy Galvin. So Andy will review the record and make a decision. Once a decision is rendered, a written order will issue. It'll be emailed to the utility and posted on the commission's website. So that's our basic process. So I do have, excuse me, I do have a list of documents that staff identified for the record. It's an email sent to the parties by commission staff. So we identified 19 documents from the utility, one of them being the public hearing notice, which was already verified, so I can accept that for the record. So we do have the 18 remaining documents related to the application, and we'll need the applicant to verify those under oath. So who do we have that can do that for us today?
Yeah, this is Eric with City Water, the consultant hired by the City of Port Washington and the water utility for that. So I can verify that.
All right, so let me swear you in. So raise your right hand. And do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
So give us your name for the record.
Eric Fulsus.
All right, so we have a list of documents on the screen share. Can you see those?
Yes, I can.
All right, so number 1 being the notice of hearing, that's verified already, but numbers 2 through 19, are you familiar with those?
I am.
And are they complete and correct to the best of your knowledge?
They are.
All right. And do you have any comments?
I do not.
Okay. Does anyone else wish to speak on behalf of the utility? Commenting for the utility? No? All right. So let's move on to commission staff. We have the revenue requirement exhibit. Who do we have that can verify that document? Kathleen. All right. I'll swear you in. Do you swear or affirm? Tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
And can you verify the revenue requirement revised is complete and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, it is.
Any comments?
I do have one comment. In the cover letter with my exhibit, I directed the utility to make several accounting and reporting revisions, and the utility did make those changes and include them in the 2022 PSC annual report that it filed earlier this month.
Okay, thanks. So cost, service, date, and rate design, Alex Hanna will verify that. So do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
And can you confirm that the cost, service, study, and rate design exhibit is complete and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right, so it looks like we have a number of people who wish to come. Well, we have a number of members of the public in attendance. I'm assuming we have a few comments to take today, which is great. I appreciate everyone getting involved here. I'm just curious, we probably should have the utility just outline briefly the drivers for the rate increase we request, if it can. Just someone who's qualified to speak for the utility will swear you in and just give you just a brief summary of the case and why we're presented with the case we have today.
This is Tom with City Water. I can do that.
Okay, great. So let me swear you in. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? Okay, I'm just having trouble hearing you. Just speak up a little bit, I think. You do. Okay. All right, so just give us a brief summary of why we're here.
So the City of Port Washington is under orders by the DNR to raise their clear well. Right now it's deficient. It's one of the system deficiencies, along with they do not have any emergency power generation for the utility plant. So both of those are on the deficiency list from the DNR. So that's the kind of the main point of the project. And as we got into it, we did a alternative analysis and needs analysis of the treatment plant and found out that there's a number of other equipment inside the plant that are at their age limit. So the service life is up. So we're replacing a lot of things inside the plant, and then we're also building the clear well, and then also adding the emergency power to the plant as well. So those are kind of the three main drivers of this project. And being that it's a very costly project of around 20 million, we went in for the rate increase. So
okay, and any other sources of funding for this?
Yes, we do have one source of funding for the generator that is through an EDA grant. They do have money for the emergency generator installation, purchase and installation. And then we're going through a safe drinking water loan program for the remainder of the loan to do the project.
Okay, great. All right, well, thanks for giving us that. I'm going to turn that screen share off. I probably should have done that before. Makes everyone a little bit bigger on the screen. And great. So if people do wish to comment from the public, now is a chance. I do have a list of people kind of in the order that they joined us, kind of mixed up. Zoom doesn't really play fair in that way, but I'll try to I'll give everyone a chance. And I ask you to unmute and let me know if you wish to comment. So the first person on my list is Pat. PAT. So if you do wish to comment, let us know. No, you just muted yourself. You were unmuted before.
Is this better now?
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Okay.
Coming
Right.
loud and clear. Do you have a camera you could turn on?
Oh boy, I'm not a very techie person. I do, but I'm not sure how to do that.
Okay. All right. Well, we can let that go. It's an accommodation we make for people with hearing problems, so it's good that they can see your face when you speak.
Okay.
That's okay. We can let it go. But so do you wish to make a comment?
I do.
Okay. Let me swear you in first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we swear everybody in. So I'll raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay. So give us your full name, please.
It's Patricia Wagner, and I live in the city of Port Washington. And I was really surprised about the rate increase, more so because I've been trying to work with the city water department to find out why I have this yucky black stuff that is coming out of the sink faucet and also the ones in the lavatories in the bathrooms. I haven't heard an answer to it. They were going to do some testing and haven't heard back. Something about some kind of bacteria possibly, or manganese. And please bear with me because I'm not a chemist. But that concerns me. If the water isn't right now, we're going to do something different. I don't know. It just concerns me that we may not have really good water right now, and what is being done about that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, thanks. Well, it looked like the project, the costs being sought in this case is to fix some problems the DNR has found with the system. Does that ring true with you from the utility side? Is that something that's going to be addressed by the project? No idea. Yeah, do you recall getting a contact from Pat about that problem? Anybody?
I had talked to Dan Fisher, if that's any help.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I'm Dan, and yes, I have talked to Pat.
Okay, so if you need to follow up, please do that with Pat, please. And, offline after the hearing, if you can follow up with her, that would be appreciated.
Will do.
All right. Well, thanks, Pat, for your comment. It's good to know what's going on there, and hopefully the project that the utility is looking into will address some of that. But let's move on to the next person. I have Rose Cruz. There you are. Oh, is that Rose Cruz? KRUSE. Did you wish to comment? No. How about Brad Weiss?
No comments from me. I'm also one of the consultants.
I'm sorry, didn't hear the last thing you said there.
I'm one of the consultants on the project. No comments from me.
Okay, let me just
Thank
add
you.
that to you. No worries there. All right, let's move down to Jason Wittek, Wittek. Sorry, EK. Don't see on my screen here.
No comments at this time, just
There you
listening in.
Okay, that's fine. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, sorry. So Zoom is kind of reorganized the names here. I see Ruth. Would you like to comment?
Hi. Yes, I actually have some questions. So.
Okay, well, let me swear you in. Raise your right hand.
Okay.
Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right. All right, go ahead.
My name is Ruth Clunan. I'm from 324 North Lake Street in Port Washington. Fairly new resident. I did start to take a look at a lot of the documentation on that was referenced. And I had a number of questions, and I'm not sure if this is the right forum for that, but one of the items that was listed in the document mentioned lead pipes and lead pipe removal. My question is whether that, or a question is whether that is included in the cost of this project, and when is that work going to be done, since that sounds like a bit of an urgent issue. I also had a question about whether the cost of this project takes into account work that will be needed on the sewage treatment plant, if that's rolled into this entire project cost. I know in the process of some public comment and some work with the city, there was a change in where the generator is going to be located. In the process of moving that generator, they were able to pull forward some future planned projects like a garage. And again, the question goes to whether there are additional future projects that kind of are in the plan, but not necessarily included in the cost of this plan at this point. So will we be expecting future rate increases, 5-10 years down the road when other aspects of improvements come into play? Does the rate increase account for inflation? And then finally, one of the big questions isn't necessarily that about the rate increase, but the amount of the rate increase. So it's my understanding that the local utility recommended a particular rate increase, but the commission came back and recommended a higher rate increase. If that higher rate increase ends up not being needed, will there actually be a future rate decrease when that analysis is redone and the project is completed? So those are my questions, really. This might not be the right forum, but if I could be directed to the right forum to hear the answers to that, I'd appreciate that.
Okay. Yeah, well, certainly you could contact the utility for detailed answers. It seems fair just to get a brief summary if the utility can address those briefly. And then if you need more clarification or more detail, we just want to contact those people directly would be recommended. So why don't you take a shot? Someone from the utility. There you go.
Yeah, this is Tom from City Water and the utility. So to answer, there's a number of items there. I'll try to get to them. None of the work at the wastewater plant is included in this cost of this cost of service study from the PSC and the water utility. We did work with the PSC in looking at future capital improvement projects down the road. Some of them do include some lead service pipes, but we're still trying to work through that. So we'll have a better plan for that over the next year or two as we flush out the amount of lead service lines that we have to remove and the cost to do that. We did take into account inflation when working with the PSC on this rate increase as well. It's a two-step process, and part of that two-step process includes some inflation. And as far as future rate increases go, nobody knows what's out there. There's always other utility projects out there. Utility does have some older water main that they will be replacing, but we definitely hope that there will not be another rate increase of this magnitude in the future.
Okay. All right. Thanks. There's also Port Washington Senior Center, a number of people waiting there. So you'll have to organize yourselves if there's a way, if there are multiple people who wish to comment, but looks like there's a camera. Oh yeah, if you can get just close up to the camera, that would be exactly what I need. So I can just take people one at a time. You'll have to unmute, or maybe I can do that from here. Hang on. Yeah, I can turn your mic on. So who do we have sitting with us from the Senior Center?
My name is Ann Lorge.
All right, so I'm gonna swear you in. So raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, go ahead with your comment.
Well, first comment has to do with Pat Wagner's. She lives in a condo association area on Garai Lane in Port Washington. And I sit on the board for the condo association. And she is not the first person to mention the, we'll call it bacteria / black stuff in the condo area. So if Mr. Fisher cares to contact me as well, that's fine. I can be reached through the senior center, or they can give you my phone number. The others goes to the 67% rate increase. I don't care if it's coming in 2, 3, or 700 parts. I think it's unfair from several standpoints. The DNR was always giving waivers. No one in the city that I know of seemed to have known about that, except one past, and I say past, administrator for the city who just didn't want to spend any kind of money. So I felt that the DNR and the city were sort of complacent on both of those by not following through with regular things that needed to be taken care of. And the others is the city, or excuse me, the state of Wisconsin, because they were not keeping an eye on what was or was not going on in the DNR. And then all of a sudden, all of this stops. So I realized that the city has a part to play, meaning the residents. But I don't think it should all be put on the residents' backs. I think part of it should come from the DNR as far as money goes, and another part should come from the state of Wisconsin, especially with the funds they have sitting there. So those are my thoughts. Thank you for your time.
Okay, well, thanks for your comment. Anyone else from the senior center?
Yes, one moment.
Yeah, just have them come up to the chair. So I see we just got another person joining us. We're taking public comment now. We're going through the people who are at the senior center at this point, and then we'll get to new people. So who do we have in front of us from the senior center now?
Colleen Bunker.
All right, so let me swear you in. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
My concern is that a good portion of the city of Port Washington is seniors. And I think it is really unfair to expect the seniors to have to pay 67% more on their water bills when they're having enough trouble trying to make ends meet from month to month because they're on fixed incomes. And to all of a sudden throw this on us and say, okay, you're paying 67%. That to me is just totally unacceptable. And I think that the senior citizens of Port Washington should be taken into account concerning the 67% rate hike. Thank you.
Okay, thanks very much. Okay, next commenter, we'll swear you in. Raise your right hand.
First of all,
I'm going to swear you in first, so raise your right hand.
I've sworn in court a number of times as an expert witness, as a matter of fact, on a number of different topics.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've ever sworn in over a computer at a public hearing.
Oh, well, you should be.
I
You
will-
should know.
anything I
You should
say
know
is
that.
gonna be
I'm
the
sorry.
truth.
I'm
Anything
sorry.
I
You should
say
know the
will be the
process then.
truth.
So I'm going to ask you to swear
Anything
in.
I say,
I swear everyone in.
will be
I
the
swear
truth.
everyone in. You're going to lose your turn if you don't swear in.
I didn't say I wasn't going to. I'm making a comment prior to that.
Well,
Okay. I will
all right.
swear in. Everything I say.
Let's
will
just
be
do
the
it so we
truth.
can move on. There's lots of people waiting. So
I will swear in. Everything I say will be the truth. This is a newer experience. Okay, here I swear.
do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I will. I told
Okay,
you I
very
would, and I
simple.
do.
So give us your name, please.
My name is George Baldus.
Go ahead.
City resident of Port Washington. And I just like to expand a little bit on Ann Lorge's idea of sharing of state revenue sharing for this project. It's a new, not really a new thing, but it's been amplified this past week on a passage of bills. And so that should be one thing. And I think we should all look to the source of this dilemma we're in. And if we look at the where we are, the governor appoints the DNR head and its various board members. So without going too far, we can see the origin of this and the direction the DNR is going from its boss. So everyone remember, when their election time comes up, who did this to you? Who took your 67%? Remember that. That is the truth, I swear, so help me God.
All right, well, thanks for your comment. Anyone else from the center?
Is there anybody else?
Afternoon, sir. Let me swear you in. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, give us your name.
Okay, my name is Richard Weigert. I've been a resident in Port Washington for over 50 years. And in some ways, what's going on doesn't surprise me because there's been all kinds of boondoggles here in town. Anyway, my question is the need for this new facility. Because from what I understand, there are things in the current plant that have been there for over 70 years. And yet, it doesn't seem to be that anyone has really cared much about maintenance over those 70 years. And so consequently, I think that fault, if you want to call it that, should be shared, but not necessarily by the citizens of Port Washington. I think that needs to be looked at. And if who's ever in charge of that plant probably needs to take a vacation. And I think that if that's the reason for this tremendous increase, then I think that somebody ought to look at this very carefully and say, you know what maintenance is? I mean, over the years that I've lived in Port Washington, I've replaced my furnace once, my water heater 3 times, my roof. If I hadn't done that, where the hell would I be? So I think that's a main concern of mine, is that somebody is very lax in whatever maintenance should have been done, particularly over the last 70 years. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Anyone else from the center?
Not at this time.
All right, so we'll move on. I think we have Patrick Turney waiting here. Would you like to comment? I'm gonna set it. It looked like a no, but I want to just hear you out. I'm gonna unmute you. Yeah, you're unmuted now. You should
Okay.
be. Yeah, you'd like to comment?
Yes, I would.
All right, well, let me swear you in. Raise your right hand. You swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
All right, give us your name and your comment, please.
I'm Patrick Tierney. I'm the alderman for the 6th Ward, which is on Port Washington's west side. I'm also a member of the Public Works Board. And I guess I'm just kind of echoing what a lot of people have already said. I think a 67% increase is going to hit a lot of people very hard. I think it could, we have a lot of people that are kind of living close to the edge, and this is the kind of thing that I think can push them past the edge. I don't think the city is trying to avoid some of the things that the DNR and the state have said we need to do. I think there's an understanding that some of these things have to be done, but I think there was an attempt to come up with a rate that was a little more, a little easier on the citizens. It wasn't, the rate that we came up with was not a popular one. Nobody was too happy about that. But I think the added increase is just going to be very tough for a lot of people. I would urge the commission to reconsider that higher rate increase and take a look again at what the city had recommended and the staff had recommended. Thank you.
Okay, great, thanks. Okay, and I'm trying to, I think Rose Cruz did not get a chance to speak. I think I called your name before. Bob Gantner is someone who just joined us. So we are taking public comments at this point. If you're a member of the public and wish to make a comment, please unmute. I don't know if you have a video screen. And I did call Jason Wittek previously and got no response. So that's another person we can hear from as well. Okay, so I'm not hearing from anybody at this point. Well, in case you're just trying to, let me just unmute Bob. I didn't give him, just want to make sure he gets a chance here. So Bob Gantner, I just unmuted your microphone. It doesn't look like you have a video camera, but if you are there, just let me know if you wish to make a comment. No, okay, I'm going to mute you again then. And Jason Wittek, I can't mute from here. I can't unmute from here. And that's Rose, is unmuted. Okay, well, it looks like we've given everyone a chance. I haven't gotten a response from some people, but I can inform everyone now that you are here that we are taking public comments in writing up until Thursday. So in case you're having some trouble speaking at the moment, or if you're going to be watching the YouTube video, know that although you missed your chance to comment live, you can still file a written comment up until Thursday through the commission's website or by US mail. So if you go to our notice of hearing, you should have the details on how to do that. All right, so I don't see anyone else new here, so we can close the comment period for the hearing. Anything else we need to address before we adjourn? No, okay. I just wanted to note that since for the people who haven't who joined us late, we've collected all the information that we'll use to make a decision in the case. The decision maker is Andy Galvin. He's the administrator of the Division of Water Utility Regulation and Analysis. So Andy will review the record, including the recording of the hearing, make a decision, and then a written order will be issued. It'll be emailed to the utility and posted on the commission's website. So that's our process for that. But so at this point, we're done. Thank you everyone for participating and giving us your insights. I really appreciate getting all the information from you guys. So at this point, take care and we're adjourned.